Let's take a look at creating a well-being strategy. There are clear business benefits to a well-being program, and it's useful to plan and document your strategy. A strategy is a document that confirms your intent, sets your goals, and clarifies your responsibilities. In order to stay competitive as an employer of choice in an increasingly active marketplace, employers need to consider their well-being strategy as part of their benefits package. The well-being strategy should support what your organization is aiming to do and, importantly, how it intends to do it. There should also be alignment between the well-being strategy and the core values of the organization. Take the opportunity in your strategy document to define what well-being means for your business. Include some sort of categories, an idea of the scope that you'll cover for each one. The strategy document should set out who in the organization has the responsibility for employee well-being, any associated responsibilities of others, including senior leadership. Describe any committees or action groups that will be established to ensure ongoing commitment and implementation of the strategy. The strategy should also detail the resources that are allocated to the delivery of the well-being strategy itself, which may include any allocated budget, expertise, access to service, and so on. The strategy statement should indicate how employee well-being will be evaluated using key performance indicators and metrics. Make sure that your strategy document is easily understood and written in plain language suited to the culture of the organization. It's also useful to seek feedback on the strategy from across the organization. Your well-being strategy should assess where you are now and where you'd like to be in the future. Completing a well-being assessment of your workplace and your work and employment practices will provide you with an analysis of the gap between the two. The following information provides guidelines about how to conduct an assessment and provides an initial template for you to consider, but this will need to be adjusted to be relevant to your priorities and your strategy. Completing an assessment provides the opportunity to consider what changes need to be made in the workplace, both to start positive actions towards well-being and also to stop actions or behaviors that might negatively impact it. There are many organizations that can complete an assessment of your current health and well-being initiatives, highlighting potential risks and opportunities for your organization and recommending clear action. The self-assessment route is cost-effective, but it's likely to be more limited in its value. This is primarily because you're reviewing your own organization, your initiatives, and your employees. However, the self-assessment route does not demonstrate that the organization you want to know and understand your current well-being status and how to change it. Take the time to communicate the key findings of the assessment to your employees. Be honest and transparent about your feelings and talk about the recommendations that you'll adopt and why. Be honest and transparent about your findings and talk about the recommendations that you'll adopt. An assessment can help leaders put in place a well-being program that meets the needs of both the business and its employees. This program is not dependent on the strategy. It should be aligned and send messages to employees about the organization's commitment. But if an assessment has not been completed, a program can still be strategic. The program should demonstrate the intent to deliver well-being to the organization, acting as a program of events or initiatives that works towards the achievement of a well-being vision. Employees will want to see that the organization not only has intent, but concrete action to deliver well-being. They will have more confidence and trust by seeing the actions planned and delivered by the organization. The well-being program is your action plan that will deliver your well-being strategy. It should be clear about what will be delivered, who's responsible for making it happen, and the budget and resources needed. As well as establishing actions as a result of assessment, you should also involve teams or focus groups to generate new ideas and suggestions. Be transparent about how you'll review the program. Stay open to suggestions and ideas from others or new additions to it, as well as feedback for those actions currently taking place. Evaluation through the use of key performance metrics might also be useful at both a macro and individual action level. A well-being committee is a governance structure that will oversee implementation, development, and evaluation of well-being strategies and programs at work. Committee members should be cross-representation of the organization and take ownership of well-being. The establishment of a committee provides the opportunity for employees to get involved in the strategy setting process and plan for advocacy of well-being in their workplace. The purpose of the Well-Being Committee is to drive the implementation, development, and evaluation of the strategy, programs, and initiatives. The committee should have a chairperson whose role is to set and issue an agenda and any materials, lead the meeting, encourage participants to have a voice, and approve the final action plan coming out of that meeting. The committee should meet on a regular basis, but the time between committee meetings should be sufficient to allow actions to have been implemented, tested, and reviewed. The committee should act as a funnel for ideas and information about well-being. It should be seen as a forum for employees, leaders, and specialists to provide insight, input, and feedback. The establishment of the committee ensures that there are regular review of the well-being program and strategy in the organization, and the program is in line with employee expectations while still meeting the needs of the business. The effectiveness of the committee should be evaluated by the participants to ensure objectives are being met. Identifying supporters at all levels in the organization will be a key success factor for an employee well-being program. The identification and promotion of champions across the workplace demonstrates the organization's commitment to well-being and provides accessible sources of information as well as a friendly ear to offer feedback. This proximity, geographically and hierarchically, is more likely to encourage feedback from peers that will ultimately shape the well-being agenda to deliver success. You may need to account for them spending a small amount of time away from their job so they can give the commitment needed to be an active champion. Basic information on what well-being is, why it matters, why your organization prioritizes it, and what you want to get from and hear from their role will set them off on a positive direction. Communicate to others who are and their role as a champion, including what people can expect from them and how to utilize them. Recognize the efforts of your well-being champions and thank them for their commitment.